Okay, this is 10.4, Algebra Review and Application and Extension. Starting with the first Algebra Review, we have negative 39 minus 3n is less than 3 times the quantity of 5 plus 5n. Start by distributing the 3. We end up with negative 39 minus 3n is less than 15 plus 15n. Add 3n to both sides. We get negative 39 is less than 15 plus 18n. Subtract 15 from both sides. We get negative 54 is less than 18n. Divide both sides by 18. And we get negative 3 is less than n. Next algebra review, the second one, we have 7 plus 2 times the quantity of 4 plus 4x is less than 15 plus 8x. Start by subtracting the 7 from both sides. We get 2 times the quantity of 4 plus 4x is less than 8 plus 8x. Distribute the 2. And we get 8 plus 8x is less than 8 plus 8x, which is not true, so it's no solution. Next algebra review says write the equation to the line. The equation is y is equal to 5 halves x minus 1. Next algebra review says factor completely. We have 45v squared minus 20. Start by factoring out a 5. So we have 5 times the quantity of 9v squared minus 4. They're both perfect squares. So we end up with 5 times 3v minus 2 times the quantity of 3v plus 2. Next one we have x squared minus 4. Again, perfect squares. So we get x minus 2 times the quantity of x plus 2. Next one, we'll solve by graphing. Y equals 3/2 x minus 4. Start at -4. Go up 3 to the right 2. Connect using a ruler. Next one, y equals 1/2 x minus 2. Start at -2. Go up 1 to the right 2. Connect using a ruler. And we see that our intersection point is at 2, -1. Next one says find the volume. So we have our volume is equal to 1/3 times our side squared h. So we have 1/3, our side is 10 squared, times our h that we don't have yet. So to find our h, we're going to do 13 squared is equal to h squared plus 5 squared. Solve for h. So we have 13 squared minus 5 squared is equal to h squared. So 144 is equal to h squared. So 12 is equal to h. Plug that in. Plug that into our calculator and we get 400 kilometers cubed. So we have volume is equal to 1/3 pi r squared h. So we have 1/3 pi times 12 squared times 24. So we get 1,152 pi feet cubed. Or 3,619.1 feet cubed. Okay, number 3, we need the first volume, and we're going to add it to the second volume. Our first volume is 1/3 times our length times our width times our height, and our second volume is length times width times height. So we have 1/3, 8 times 4 times 6, and 8 times 4 times 5. So we get 64 and 160. which gets us 224 centimeters cubed. Number 4, we're going to have the volume of the cone, and we are going to add it to the volume of the cylinder. The volume of the cone is 1/3 pi r squared h, and the volume of the cylinder is pi r squared h. Plug in our information. We have 1/3 pi 4 squared times 6 pi times 4 squared times 8. Which gets us 32 pi and 128 pi. Which gives us 160 pi centimeters cubed, or 502.7 centimeters cubed. Number 5, part A, we're going to find our first volume called volume 1, and we're going to do 1/3 times the side squared times h. So 1/3 times 62 squared times 62. We get 79,442.7 meters cubed. Part B, we need to find our second volume, which is going to be pi r squared h. So we have pi times 0.1 squared times 0.25. Which gets us 0.0025 pi meters cubed. Part C, we're going to take our volume 1 and divide it by volume 2. So we have 79,442.7 divided by 0.0025 pi. Which gets us 10,114,958.7 buckets. 6a, we're going to find our first volume, which is going to be the volume of our cone plus the volume of our cylinder. Volume of our cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. And the volume of our cylinder is pi r squared h. Fill in our information. We have 1/3 pi times 15 squared times 15. Pi times 15 squared times 35. Let me rewrite that because I didn't fit it. 1/3 pi times 15 squared times 15, and pi times 15 squared times 35. So we get 1,125 pi and 7,875 pi. Which gets us 9,000 pi feet cubed, or 28,274.3 feet cubed. Okay, part B, we need to find our second volume, which is going to be length times width times our height. So that's going to be 0.5 times 1 times 0.75. Which gets us 0.375 feet cubed. And then part C, we're going to take our volume 1 and divide it by our volume 2. Volume 1 was 28,274.3 divided by 0.375. Which gets us to 75,398.1 lunch boxes. Again, part A and B. Part C.